Hi, my name is Cindy Rang.
I'm Brianna Motzkus, and today's FabriChat.
Hey! Hello! All right, well, welcome. Well, if you're new here, we are a mother-daughter duo. We have a quilt shop in Central Washington State. We do a lot of YouTube tutorials and videos. We have a retreat center where we do hosted retreats, or you can come with your group and rent the facilities. We have 3 different sizes, small, medium, and large. And then we do box openings 2 times a week where we show you the newest stuff that's come in the store. And then every Wednesday morning, we just have this little... We call it FabriChat, and it's just chatting with friends, and it's just about nothing. But it's kind of funny. Every once in a while, we might have some sort of deep subject about whatever. And last week, it was this horror story about this cat that ended fine. And the update is the cat is doing great. And the way that the whole thing started was just we wanted to not talk about COVID.
Yeah.
This all started during COVID, and we wanted to just talk about something good. And so, and we have to remind people of that every once in a while. We know that there's horrible things going on. We know that there's horrible weather going on. And we don't think that anybody comes to chat with us about current events or, political importance or anything like that. That's not what we're here for. We are just here to be friends and hang out. Forget the rest of the world for a little bit and just have a little bit of girl talk. Yeah. I think most of the time when the music comes on, the men all scurry from the room, which is fine. But anyway, so that's what we're here for. And there's a lot of people that have been watching us for a long time.
Yeah,
people will make comments and say, I never miss. And we just love that. We feel that it's such an honor to have friends, from, and it was funny because in the early years, we used to call them our YouTube friends. There's no differentiation now.
Not anymore.
No, just our friends. So, and we're super excited because 1 week from today, we will be in North Carolina.
Yes.
Is that where we're going? Yes, Raleigh. We're going to QuiltCon, where some people will meet face-to-face for the first time. Yeah. We're excited about that. And so we'll talk to you more about that next Wednesday. And if you're going to QuiltCon, where you can find us. I mean, we'll be there all day on Thursday, all day on Friday. We're going to be doing some shop hopping on Wednesday. So that'll be kind of fun.
It'll be fun.
Yeah, and then a couple of little updates. So Sunday's box opening was fun. We got to celebrate Jordan's birthday, which was really nice. And just a little reminder for those of you that might have missed it if you were busy with Super Bowl happenings. What Jordan wanted for his birthday was quilt blocks. So they are very, very involved as a veteran, very involved in the Quilts of Valor. And so I told him to be careful what he wished for, but what he would like is 12.5-inch blocks, just patriotic blocks of whatever you want to do. And then they have a whole group of gals, and they're just going to put those quilts together, and I think it'd be kind of fun to have some fun samplers. So we'll kind of figure out how to show you guys the blocks and show you the finished blocks and do some kind of fun. I almost feel like we might do them all as like an episode where we can show the blocks and show finished quilts. And we're still kind of thinking about that and how we'll do that. But we're super excited because you guys always come through for us. Yeah. And
he'll have way more blocks than he knows to do it.
He will. And he's excited. He says there's no such thing as too many. Yeah. So he's really excited about it. So
he's prepared to make dinner. So Brittany can be sewing blocks together.
Sewing blocks together and quilting. And so, so they're super excited. You can go back and check that out if you'd like to. The other thing that I wanted to mention is that we didn't put it together till afterwards, but 2 things. One is there were pre-cuts for that patriotic line. And so we might not have shown them to you.
The ones that matched, and then there were also white on white patriotic ones. Yeah. You would have seen them in the category if you went to shop into what's new. Yeah. Because we found them afterwards. But
yeah. So
super cool.
We didn't show you, but they were
cool free pattern.
Yeah. And then the other thing was those really pretty white on whites and cream on creams. Mm-hmm. Do you think that they actually were intended to go with that, or it just was a happy accident?
I think it was just an accident, because I think so. The hydrangeas in the garden that we opened the Wednesday,
week
like
ago,
the 4th,
maybe?
that, like the first one, it had that little bit of that shimmer and the same thing. So I think those Elegant Essentials that we opened with on Sunday should have went with them. So if, because they're the
They
right
look
color of white.
perfect.
They're that little pretty shimmer. So my guess is they were supposed to come together. But since they're not both called hydrangeas in the garden, I can see where it got separated. And we, of course, looking at our packing slips, it look like two different collections.
We don't know.
We've got hydrangeas and we've got elegance. Granted, they are both very pretty. Yeah. So, if you got some of the hydrangeas and like, oh, I didn't quite find the right white on white, go back and look at that elegant stuff. At this point, I've put them together. Elegant Essentials has its own category, but I've added those 6 or 8 bolts to hydrangeas. So if you're going back and shopping that because you were looking for a pattern, you'll see those in there. But yeah, beautiful together.
Yeah. So I think those are most of the little catch-up things that we wanted to talk about. And then it was kind of fun. So Brianna and I have had the whole family, your whole family, Brittany's whole family. We have all had
White
this.
and Harper are still unscathed.
Oh yeah, they were unscathed.
I'm pumping
and
them
Orion.
And Orion, yeah. But I'm pumping them with a bunch of vitamin C and Flintstone gummies. So they're good. But me, Robert, and Maisie.
Yeah. And we ended up with it. But so we have this little residual cough, or kind of just dry throat is really all it is. And there's nothing else going on. But I think a week and a half ago, maybe I was telling you guys the story about I had all this sinus pressure. And so I had this little trigeminal nerve thing. And so a lot of you guys had commented on that. And so we were talking about that. A lot of you guys will email me back and forth or you text me back and forth. And so we were chatting a little bit, and everybody always worries about what Pa thinks. And again, if you're new here, my husband's name is Brian, her dad, but everybody calls him Pa. It fits him. I call him Pa, kids call him Pa, grandkids call him Papa. But anyway, he's just Pa to everybody. But anyway, so they, I wouldn't say that he's judgy when it comes to me, but he is very, he's very black or white.
Yes, he is.
And so he never...
It's either appropriate or not.
It's It's either what are you doing or, whatever. He's not a prankster of any kind. Mm-hmm. He can take a good joke and he'll laugh, but it's not going to come from him. Does that make sense? And a lot of you guys that have met him, he's very shy. He's very, very, very quiet. And when we host retreats, we do 9 retreats per year, and people will come, and usually the first day he won't even come and have dinner with us. He kind of wants to see, oh wait, I do know somebody.
You'll see him in glimpses of his student coveralls.
Yeah, he's like a little, scared little bunny. And then all of a sudden, by the last couple of nights, he'll come and sit.
He's lonely and hungry.
Yes, yes. Oftentimes he'll eat in the kitchen with Karen because he's just shy. He's just quiet, But anyway, so that makes it kind of funny whenever there's any sort of weird conversation things. But I felt like I needed to tell a story about him because, so did I, it's time. I have told a story for a while.
No, you have not.
No, because what was happening was his pud buds for the Grant County PUD, and some of them will watch, and then they, tease him and say stories where they know things about him. It's like, what are you talking about? And then he'll have to watch, and then I get in trouble. And so we stopped telling Pa stories for a little bit, but, and this is not a bad one. I mean, I don't think any of them are, but did I tell you that he got a new chair? Do you know he got a new chair?
Oh, you were telling me that you guys were getting a new chair.
Yeah, so here's the deal. So he has this, we live in a little house. It's on the property where, it's a tiny house. It's on the property where the retreat center is. So we kind of live in the corner house, and then everybody else is kind of around us. And it's just this tiny little house. They were 2 of the cottages from the 1930s. And what they did was they built kind of a breezeway in between, so they put these 2 little 600 square foot cottages together into one, basically. And so it almost becomes like what do they call that? A shotgun house. The front door and the back door is right there. And then the living quarters are on both sides. Tiny. And if we've shot a lot of different videos out there, so you guys have seen it. I feel like a lot of you guys have been there, but anyway, so our kitchen, tiny little dining room, if you can call it that, dining nook, and living room is all together. And so we have a couch that's kind of an L, and that's where I will sit. And Pa sits on this it's not a rocking chair. It is a recliner.
Yeah.
So
swivels.
the feet, and it's on a swivel. And for $100 at More Furniture, you can take any recliner and put it on this little base so that it'll spin, which is really nice because he comes home and he sits in his chair and he'll turn around while I'm making dinner and turn around while I'm setting the dining room table or, do whatever.
He really
and he
likes it.
just spins around and where he wants to. Well, this chair is now, it's probably 8 or 9 years old.
Yeah, probably.
It's kind of starting to wear out. I mean, it's
Got some bibbies that also enjoy the swivel.
Yeah, the kids also love it, and it's got the grimy man spots, on the back of the head, and the things that you can't really clean anymore. It's just worn out upholstery, but which was all fine. It was all broken in. Everything was fine. But what was happening is the swivel part was broken.
Oh,
so what would happen is like if he's sitting facing me on the couch, over here. So he'd be sitting and he'd pull his feet out. So he's sitting, in his recliner. So he's got his feet up and then all of a sudden he's just drifting. So he's drifting over here and I'm talking to him and it's like, what is that?
what are you doing?
And he's like, wait.
And he had the audacity to be upset about your little twitch.
I know.
As he's purposely turning his back. What's worse?
Well, what was happening is he wasn't actually doing
Yeah, I know.
But yeah.
Neither were you.
No. But he's, and then he waits. He doesn't just stop and put his foot down. Oh, no. He rides it out until he gets over. And by now, I'm like here. And then he gets to like this little pole in the wall. And then he can reach out with his foot and he kicks it. And he kicks himself back. And then we'll be talking again. And then pretty soon it's, and he's whining and I'm still talking and he's turning and he waits until he gets to the end and he kicks it. And so it was terrible. And finally, oh my God.
He has no idea what you were talking about. He was just there.
I know. And it's like, I'll be back. And it was terrible. And finally I said, so then.
Can you just replace just the swivel part?
Well, we thought about that.
it?
We thought about that, but the chair was kind of worn out anyway. And it was, so I went down. Yeah. So I went down and got him a new one and put the swivel on it. And it's almost, you can't really get the same one. It's always like that, right? That they change the recliners out a little bit. But the funny thing was this old one, you could reach down the side of the chair in the inside, and that's where you pulled it up. And now you've got to reach on the outside. You have to lean about 2 inches.
No.
Oh, I can't. Oh, it's so far away.
Audacity.
I know. And it goes up a little hard, but at least it doesn't spin a little bit. But it was kind of funny because when my lip was twitching, it's like, that's nothing.
Yeah. You were leaving the conversation the whole time. That's pretty funny.
And sometimes, I'm just going to stop talking until you make it to your corner and kick yourself back.
You got nothing better to do. We'll wait for you.
I know.
That's funny.
I know. So anyway, he has a new chair now, and at the moment, there's no drift.
No.
I mean, unless he wants there to be. But then I would know.
Yeah. Where are you going?
How do I turn away from this? But,
That's funny.
But anyway, so he has a new chair now. So there's no lip twitching, inappropriate grinning, and there's no
Turn away.
I turned my back on you. So our conversations are civil once again.
That's hilarious. Was Lizzie afraid of the ghost who was turning paw?
No.
I feel like that is something.
That would be something she should be afraid of.
How are you doing that?
Yeah.
Why are you going that way?
No.
Why do you keep doing it?
No.
Why are you harassing the wall? I feel like there are so many questions for a dog who's afraid of a beep.
I know. Yeah.
Hilarious.
No, the things that she is afraid of, but no.
Not the mystery.
Yeah, the mystery spin. Yeah, kind of weird. So anyway, the other thing that we were going to talk about, we've needed to talk about, but again, we've been sick for a little bit, and it's a couple things happened. We were sick for a couple weeks, maybe longer.
Probably.
I know, it was a while.
Like 3, I don't know.
Yeah, not a lot of extra energy because also at the same time, we were getting new carpeting in here. Mm-hmm. So we've been, sitting in new places. You guys notice this? Maybe we'll even show you this little aisle. So everything that was in this room, we had to take everything out, rip up the fabric, rip up the carpet, put down new carpet, and then put everything back. So we finally kind of have everything back where it goes, but it took forever because then you end up with these weird piles of where the heck was this?
Yeah, where did it come from? Yeah.
Yeah, and it didn't seem to go with anything. So if we haven't mentioned it for a while, be sure and check our clearance section because there's good things in there that we just got sick of it. Couldn't put it away anymore. Clearance it. Yeah, there's good things in there. Some things, hey, Brianna, why did that?
I kept it home and it could find new one.
Yeah, it was really good. But we were going to talk to you guys, I think this second week in January about book club. So we had started, I think over a year ago, Brianna and I both, and Brittany, and Marge, all of us are pretty voracious readers. Now, some of us do read a book, but the three of us, we are always just so busy doing other things, whether it's sewing or long arming or cleaning or cooking or laundry, driving, whatever it is. We prefer an Audible book. It's just nicer. You don't have to sit and read. You really can be entertained while you're doing other stuff that you may or may not enjoy. And I also find, and I think we've talked about this before, but the other thing about Audible books is that I kind of get a little lost in my head sometimes. And I think about things that I don't really want to be thinking about. There's a lot going on and I don't need to be worrying. I have that worrying gene where, I worry about everybody. And instead, I can be distracted just enough that there's some sort of murder mystery going on, which is way more fun.
And I feel like I'm more involved in my task. I feel like I get way more cleaning done if I'm focused, between my book and the tasks I'm doing, than it is if I didn't have anything to not want me to turn away from sweeping the floor, mopping the floor, or reorganizing the cupboards, whatever it might be. It makes laundry not so miserable.
That's right, because you'll get distracted with that task. And it's like, oh, maybe I'll sit for a minute. Or,
And I've reached the part of my life that I'm quite sure there's 12 people living in my house, and I cannot find the other 7. Because there's so much laundry. There's socks everywhere. So, yeah.
Socks.
Robert's like, are we ever going to catch up on lunch? She's like, there's no we. I'm the one that does it. And I don't know.
Who's we?
I don't know how many. Why you guys wear so many clothes? Do we even own this many clothes? So yeah, I'm still at that. But I have caught up after the whole flu thing, washed all the bedding. I'm all caught up. But I feel like every day it's 2 loads of laundry because someone needs something.
I used to secretly wish that my husband was a polygamist. I wanted a wife so bad.
Well, at least just cook dinner.
Yeah, just someone to help.
Just
someone. I want an adult woman
sensible.
To help me. Sensible.
Yes.
Can do whatever. Watch the kids, do the laundry, cook the dinner. Somebody that would help me. Yeah. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. But anyway, never did get one.
Still doesn't.
Still don't have one.
She got my washing machines though, but not my help. No more.
I do. Yeah. But anyway, so for book club, we used to do it. I think it was the second Monday.
I think so.
And then the other thing that would happen is all of a sudden we were like crazed. Christmas was happening and the bra auction and shipping, and we were shipping out 100 packages on Monday. And then, oh shoot, it was book club. We missed it. And so other things happened. So we thought, we're going to start up. And so I have a great list, people that have recommended. This was a really good book that I want to recommend. So we had this list that we were going to start with, and we thought, well, we'll just kind of tell everybody that for the year, these are the ones that we're going to recommend. Well, a couple problems with that. One is there are some that I cannot get. I tend to use
56 weeks.
Yeah.
That was brand new, I guess.
Right. I tend to use Libby and what's the other one? Hoopla.
Too.
Because they're free. You might have to wait on Hoopla. Last night there was one I wanted and I had to wait till midnight. Well, by then.
Oh my gosh, I know.
I'm not waiting until midnight.
That is
I have to remember when I go to the bathroom at 3.
Right, me
to
too.
order my book.
Oh, Robert, so why are you saying? I was like, I have to get a book.
I need to get this book.
And I just need 3 more minutes. But yeah. And it's due to the size of your library. If you've ever gotten like where it's like 8 o'clock at night, like, oh, I'm going to get this book and I'll start it tomorrow or whatever. And it says, oh, you've reached your limit. You personally could have like 9 rentals and plenty of borrowing room. But if you're like, wait, because I've called, like, I didn't. I mean, I have 2 for sure.
It's your library.
But it's the library is so small because the library pays for like a subscription. And they only pay for so many subscriptions. So you gotta wait till midnight.
And then you get
beat everybody
you want.
else. Yeah. And then you get
But it's really nice because if you read a lot or listen
there's
to
no
a lot,
wait time.
there's no wait time and it doesn't cost you anything. I mean, I probably go through 2 to 3 books a week and
library card.
I can't afford that.
Right.
Yeah. And so that's why I oftentimes have to wait. Every once in a while, I will buy a book. But for me, I have to listen to it first. And then I know I love this book. And then usually I will buy it on hard copy or,
her book trophies.
my book trophies. I loved it. I loved it. Loved it. So I don't have any in my library that I have not read and loved.
Yeah.
And so I probably buy at least 1 book a month, but sometimes more than that. But I have to listen to it first. So that was one thing is, we can't always get them. And so that made it kind of hard. And the other thing is that there was one particular one that was on our list of, oh, this was like the best book that she had read all year. And I listened to it. I thought, oh no. I mean, I didn't mind it, but I didn't feel as though it was one that I could recommend because of some of the stuff. And it's not so much the romance. I mean, I think a lot of people are sort of used to that, but there's other genres. There's other things that
Different triggers that we know you guys don't enjoy.
yeah, that people don't like. I mean, I think that our viewers, the people that hang out with us, we tend to like a lot of historical fiction. Tends to be kind of popular. We don't mind mystery detective type models, but not a lot of gore or blood or, I mean, murder is fun, but don't be all. We don't want any.
We don't need to paint a picture.
Slashers. Yeah, we don't want any Jack the Ripper kind of stuff. And they haven't minded some of the fantasy stuff that you like.
Yeah.
But the fantasy stuff is like super steamy.
It's steamy.
And some people really like it. And so
I still read it. It's fine.
And I feel like you can fast forward. I mean, what was that one that I liked so much? For whom the bell tolls.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I remember what chapter that was. Fast forward, and when you fast forward, it's 15 seconds, and nope, and nope, and nope. And that entire chapter.
There was like 2, right? It was like, she did a good job. She got you in there. But you had to make it through that because you wanted to get to the end. Yeah. If that was anywhere else in the book, someone about no, it's fine. Not that into it.
Yeah. It's those hard books that you have to make sure that no one else is around.
Oh, yeah. Don't be like,
Allison
get caught.
Yeah. Have it in her sewing room and her husband walks in suspectingly and hears it. Amy has said the same thing, that
I was like,
she scares her children.
So I always have it in my ear because heaven forbid my kids. What does that mean? It doesn't matter what that means.
No. I was going to tell you too, there was a guy that we stopped at the post office and I was at a light. Stopped at the light, and so I saw this guy walking, and he was just walking so weird. And then I thought, well, is he dancing? What is he doing? He was stopping, and he's stopping.
I've seen that before. I know. I feel like I've caught myself being all weird and woman. Pull yourself together.
You're at a spot where I know. And so both Lizzie and I were watching, and I was like, what is happening over there? And then I finally pulled up, and then I went to the post office, and I'm sitting there, and I'm watching him walk towards us, and I thought, oh, he's got headphones on. Book on tape. Yeah, headphones on. So it was either music, and he was, but I think it was definitely a book, and there was something going on.
Yeah.
And, I do that. I do that too. I'll just stop. I'll just be in a dead stop, for something that's happening. But I tend to like thrillers, something that, there's always a death, there's always a detective, there's always something going on, and I don't mind any of that. But I like it where you don't really know who did it.
Yeah.
If I could guess who did it, I'm not going to give it 5 stars, but you have to really surprise me. And then every once in a while, there's another surprise at the end. So I like that. I feel like they're engaging if you think about them for a long time afterwards.
And they're not like our fantasy listens are 20 to 36 hours. I mean, they're a hefty book. Some of the mystery ones, they're like 6.
Yeah,
maybe less.
they're
Maybe
fast.
8. 8's like the most you get, but they're nice and short, and you could finish it in a weekend and be productive.
Yeah, they've been pretty good. I've kind of enjoyed them. So what we were thinking we would do is we were thinking the first of the month, we'll kind of tell you what's on our to be read list and the books that I am planning on reading and the books that Brianna, maybe we'll get Brittany involved. She's another, and Marge, people that are, voracious readers. And then we will, as we finish them, we'll say thumbs up or thumbs down or, give you a brief little thing. It was always fun in book club because there was engagement and we could we did a live Zoom and people would chat back and forth, but even with that sometimes we had internet issues, we had other stuff, or it was late, or not everybody read the book, or people forgot, or there's maybe a delay and the conversation was slower. So we have to figure out maybe how to fix that, and maybe we'll go back to doing something like that. But in the meantime, we thought we would just give you guys book recommendations. And so in fact, that was kind of what I wanted to talk about. I think I gave a teaser. I think I said I think last Wednesday I had mentioned that there was a book that I just finished that I wanted to tell you guys about. And maybe some of you guys have already read it, but it has not really been advertised very, very much. And one of you guys, I wish I can remember, one of our viewers told me about this one and said to read it, that it was an autobiography, which we don't often read those, and it's called Careless People. Have you heard of it? So it's a funny deal. So it's written by, I can never remember her name, Sarah. Brought it up. Careless People by Sarah Wynne Williams. So very, very good book. 5 stars. I kind of think everybody should read it. It's a pretty easy read, not a big deal, but it's very, very interesting. So Sarah grew up in New Zealand, and the very first chapter is about her life as a young child, and she got attacked on the beach by a shark. Oh. And then nearly died. It's a very graphic chapter that was, edge of your seat. Of course, you obviously know that she's going to live because here she is telling you about it. And it's, the audiobook is read by her. And so she's telling you this whole story, and it was a horrifying story. A lot more information that I have about a shark bite now that I did not know before. But anyway, so she makes it through that, comes to America, and her dream job is to work for Facebook. Now, this is like 2007. This is before they were publicly traded. They were brand new. And she had another job working for the UN, but she really thought, she saw what was happening with Facebook and that Facebook was going to be a global thing. And she felt that because of her UN thing that she would help them to transition into other countries and help them with all of that. And so she did get the job, but oh my goodness. So it's basically a tell-all of all of the behind the scenes stuff of what happened at Facebook. And I think that everybody should read it. I don't think there's going to be any shockers. I think we all know that there was a lot of shady stuff going on. And I am not the kind of person that's going to sit and watch the whole news back when Mark Zuckerberg was testifying in front of Congress. It's just not the kind of news that I want to spend my time. But I but I saw little 2-second snippets of it. And he seemed pretty nervous. And I have to say that I thought at the time, it's like, he does not look like he's being honest at all. He was not. So what's kind of funny about this is that the way that she writes the book is she talks all about the history of everything. As the company grew, she worked there for 7 years. And she has, all the receipts. She has all of the emails, the dates, the everything of this is what happened. This is when they were lying. This is when they absolutely knew what was going on. This is how it worked. And the middle of the book is all about the stuff like when Facebook went into Myanmar. So Myanmar, they really wanted it there because there's 60 million people there. And of course, that's how they're going to make money, is get 60 million more users. Well, Myanmar didn't even have internet at the time. They were trying to get into a democratic regime, but there was a lot of fighting, if you remember, between Muslims and the Buddhists. And and here's the deal, because of Facebook, and it truly, I mean, she goes through the whole ordeal, but because of the way that they set up Facebook and the way that they were just trying to make deals. I don't know if you remember that massacre. There was this genocide that happened. 10,000 Muslims were murdered. Thousands and thousands were raped. 700,000 fled the country. And it was all because of this Facebook thing.
Wow.
That they allowed the government to find backdoor ways in to find out who was doing what, and published lies. And then they talked about the same thing that happened in China. They broke the rules, and China has their own servers, and that's that whole thing. Remember the whole thing with Temu that they were talking about? Oh, don't have Temu because China knows everything about you. Well, then you never really figured out what are you even talking about. Well, she explains how that happens. We have all of our U.S. servers here. Well, they were putting servers in China. And the government has full control.
Oh.
Can not even break in. Yeah, not even hacking. They can look up everybody's everything. So if you have ever logged into, and visited somebody on Facebook, on China's Facebook, or a Chinese company, they have all of your information there. So that's what they were saying is, oh no, now they know everything about you.
Yeah.
So then, oftentimes that was that, well, I don't care if they know anything about me. I mean, I'm not doing anything illegal. And I think that's true to a certain extent. However, I don't know. I think that, anyway, it's just really, really an interesting read.
Well, especially how social media is shaping the world, has shaped the world, is shaping generations at this point.
Yes.
It's kind of cool to be able to see
the behind
the scene from a person who's going to tell it to you.
The way that it was. And she was like fifth in command. She was like really high up there. And she talks about, she names them by name. She doesn't say, oh, we'll call him George P. Everything, the dates, the
And when was this
events.
Published?
Last year. It came out in May of 2025.
She finally got past her, NDRs and everything.
Right. And no, what happened is she's getting sued for it.
Oh, I'm sure she is.
She's getting sued for breach of contract because she did sign a non-disclosure agreement. And so she is sued for that, but and they tried to block it, and they said, well, you can't block it.
Well,
she just has to pay the fine for breaching the contract. But here's the interesting thing about that is that what the judge said is, okay, yeah, she owes you this money. And, but two things, was not found guilty of libel. The judge said what she said is true. It is true. She had all of the proof that everything she said, here's the date, here's the email, here's the picture, here's everything that happened, here's the statements. And so she can prove everything that's in the book. So she was not found guilty of libel, but she was not supposed to disclose all of that private information. But the other funny thing, here's the other thing about it, is that the judge said that she cannot advertise it. She can't promote the book.
Oh, sure.
She can't promote the book because he felt that she should not be able to profit on because what you did was illegal. You shouldn't have breached that contract. And so you can't promote it. If people find it and buy it, great. But you can't go on.
I'm going to have to buy it on hardcover because I'm always for someone who's going to tell us the truth.
Yeah.
I don't want you to sugarcoat it. I don't want you to okay, kind of sort of
That's right.
sorta. And we're just going to name something different, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
No, just tell me how it is.
Yeah.
I want to know everything I need to know, and then I can make my own judgments.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm okay for that.
She's very clear about it. It's very easy to listen to. She doesn't get you off on all of the coding, jargony stuff. You totally know what she's talking about. She guides you along, which was very good. And I'm going to say that the first part of it is almost, and somebody else had kind of said it this way, it's almost like that gossipy stuff. But I didn't necessarily, she's just setting the stage for you. This is who this person is. This is who this person is. And there's, a couple that there was like sexual harassment. She would not be able to say that if that were not true. So
True.
I didn't find it to be, but the only other funny thing about it that I would say is that she makes herself sound like she was innocent.
Oh.
And I'm going to say,
if she's 5 in line, she did some shady things. Maybe this is a little bit of a confessional for her.
Yeah, it is.
Trying to clear the
but
air
she
herself.
kept saying, "Oh, and I knew it was wrong, and oh, and I really wanted to be a change agent, and I really wanted to quit, but I thought I could make more of a difference if I was, in the trenches, and so she kept trying to say that it's not me, it's not me. I was just watching it. And I kind of feel like her lack of culpability bothered me just a little bit. I kind of, I'm not so sure that I trust what she said. She did get fired. She was talking about that whole thing that happened the last 6 months when she said, absolutely not, this cannot happen this way. And she turned, that was the Senate stuff was happening, and she got fired. And so I think she really was, I think what she was saying was true, that she was trying to make a change. But anyway, I think it's just interesting because I think, and this ended, she got fired in 2017, 9 years ago, right? Mm-hmm. So think of everything that's happened in the past 9 years. Because if that's just a tip of the iceberg is the other thing that I would think. Yeah. Because we all know that our phones are spying on us all the time. Yeah. And she talks about that. I watched enough true crime that
my phone knows it's upside down. And then I just looked at it. And without even being on. Oh, yeah.
Everything.
If you carry your phone, you're screwed.
It knows everything about you. And social media knows everything about you. So there's a whole section in there where she talks about that. And she said that the engineers were like gods. The engineers that could figure these things out, where they could figure out emotion. And so this is super scary. So what they were doing with these teenage girls, they were specifically targeting teenage girls who were on their phone the whole time. And every time a teenage girl deleted a selfie, they knew that it must have been because of body image issues. And immediately a beauty ad would pop up. And then they would and then they had these other markers, these other triggers that whenever this happened, you're vulnerable. You're vulnerable. And so they picked all of these things. And that was technology again, 10, 11 years ago, over 9 years ago. And now, because she was saying that they were working on and had perfected technology to read emotion. Wow. To read emotion, to know that this is now you are primed to, and all of the things that come with that. When you're sad, what sort of things you want to shop for. When you're angry, what sort of things you want to see. Mm-hmm. Anything that would perpetuate that emotion rather than just doing what a friend would do, which is this, take a minute. Take a deep breath. Mm-hmm. Let's just, find something better. And Facebook does not do that. And, and even, she says near the end, changing the name doesn't change anything. It's the same people that are still there. Mark Zuckerberg, and it's all about money. And she talks about the amount of money they made, and all of the, Prada, and I don't know, all of the special lines of Birkin bags and all of those things that everybody had. And that they just made an incredible amount of money. But anyway, it was I think it's like 24 chapters. I don't think it's very long. It's not a very big book, but it was pretty mesmerizing. It went pretty fast. It was easy. And I just think, again, nobody's going to be surprised at that. We all know that our computers are spying on us. We all know that Facebook is shady. But the degree that he was lying is, I feel like I was a little bit shocked. That all of the stuff that he was lying about, and especially the stuff with China. And now I understand that a little bit more, but anyway, and Indonesia, having been there and understanding they have dome of no smart social media. They just don't want to have to deal with that or the ramifications of that, what will happen. And people that are on their phone the whole time rather than engaging, with what's right in front of them. And, I do do wish that we could do something. You know, I know a lot of people want less government and, you know, less oversight, but, you know, then you take a company that's as powerful
Right.
as Facebook, with the technology and understanding that they need parameters. They need
do.
oversight, because what they did is, I mean, they were directly responsible for some genocide, for suicides, for, you know, it's kind of scary. So anyway, so if you're into that kind of thing, if it sounds interesting, I mean, you know, just a part of our history and a part that all of us have lived.
Kids need a book report project. You
know, and that's the other thing. What's that? What's that? We've talked about it before on here, on Netflix. What's it called? Social experiment?
Yeah. Social experiment. I think that's right.
Social experiment?
I thought I can see it.
I can see it. It's on Netflix, and it's a documentary, and it's about this sort of thing. It was done several years ago, but it has like the head of Google, the head of Pinterest, the head of all of the YouTube, all of these, you know, social media platforms, all these places, and all of them say the same thing. My child does not have a phone. My child does not have a phone. They are not going to even, they already know the harm and what will happen. And every one of them said the same thing. And that was how they, you know, they did the interview, and this is what we did. And this is our, you know, our philosophy and what we do. And okay, but tell us, does your, you know, does your child have a phone? Nope. Nope. Yeah. And even they don't carry one around with them. And, you know, the president doesn't carry one. I mean, I don't, maybe that's not true. I don't know anymore, but I remember that was the whole big thing. Yeah. We have a friend, that works.
He's one of the friends I hope he sends me a letter in his will. It says, Brianna, these are things I could not tell you.
These are the
I have questions, and he's always told me, I don't know.
I can't tell you.
I can't tell you that.
I can't tell you.
And I have like 4 in a row. Like, oh, well, can you just like write these down for me?
There's a couple things.
When you can. When you're up with Jesus, tell him what you need to know. I need to know. Or I'll go to a psychic reading.
So many questions.
And I got one for Mom. And when she passes away, I'll go to a psychic reading. She'll tell me my answer.
Yes.
Or I have to go talk to Steve.
I'm going to find out. And then I'll tell her. But we've always had questions. And the only thing he's ever told us is cell phones. He does not carry one.
Gosh, and that was wife 15 years ago. I was probably still in school when we were having all these questions. And he said, don't carry one.
No. Yeah. And his wife doesn't carry one. And
at
that time, he said he had a little
necky
in his car, in the glove box of his car, for emergencies if you needed it.
With the battery not in it.
Right.
I'll plug it in when I need it.
And at that time, when he was working defense, communications. I don't remember what he was doing. He said the president and nobody with the president. That's why they have microphones and they have different, whatever, walkie-talkies or whatever. But no one can carry a phone. No one can carry a phone because the phone can be so easily hacked. They turn on the speaker, they turn on the camera, they can watch everything that you're doing. And same thing with laptops. And so, and that was why Hillary Clinton got in trouble because of her BlackBerry.
Yeah.
Because she wasn't supposed to carry anything with her. And so you could be easily hacked and they could follow your whole conversation. They know exactly where you are. You can, and so nobody in his detail carries a cell phone, and the president doesn't either. So, and I don't know, maybe it's
different now.
Our president now, who knows what he's doing. But at that time, the last we had heard from Steve is that it was a great big no-no. And anytime anybody traveled, and if they needed cell phones, he would be there and he would say, here it is. And then he would collect them, and then they would get new ones. So they were
scrub it. They do whatever. They were like little,
scramble it.
Yeah. Whatever it is.
So we've known for a long time that we are being spied on. And again, I still have the same thing. It's like, oh, listen away. You won't be very entertained. But
all you hear is
still.
Mom, look at me. Where are you going?
Where are you going?
Mom, why are you laughing? Why are you smiling at that?
I know.
That's all they're hearing. And
I know.
Mom wanted a hot tub, but now she has one.
And now I have one. I know. Anything I talk about, it comes up on my feed. Yeah. Recipes, weird things.
So great.
And that's why. So, I don't know. So I think, but
interesting read.
The scary thing though is that whole, fake news thing. And she kept be using that as a term, but it wasn't just, what it was just manipulation is really a better thing, where they knew they were putting out something that was inflammatory and wrong, and that it would it'd be shared, and would create a problem. And again, you just have to read that part about Myanmar and China and the election, and understand how that works. But it's very interesting. So,
and the thing, I mean, I haven't even listened to it yet, but the whole AI issues we're running into right now.
Oh, crazy. You can barely tell. I mean, I can tell because it doesn't I know a cat doesn't act like that. But
who was it? I was just watching, and it was a
they
commercial
could make
for
real people
move their lips to the wrong speech.
Obama. Did you see the one? Yeah, Obama was saying something that wasn't real at all.
And like Trump sued like BBC or something over it.
Yeah.
It was crazy. But there was, I don't know if it was a big name. I don't want to say it was like MetLife, but or Sandals Vacations. It was something normal. And they used an AI commercial. Because there was a woman standing on the beach, and then she went to raise her hands to do the little heart thing. But then, magically, she had a third arm, and her face turned the wrong way. And it's like, oh, you guys, that was like a horrible commercial. I don't know who in your team, like, great for you for using AI, like, make your life easier, but that was really bad. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I mean, I watched it twice, because, like, it really was really that bad? Were my glasses on right? But, yeah, it's all over. And some of them are really good, and some of them are not so great. But it's crazy
even like
to me.
some of like the Instagram and TikTok and Facebook things, you'll see cosmetic commercials, and you'll see they'll magically put the stuff on, and there's no more wrinkles and no more lines.
Yeah,
and it's like
okay.
that was they just touched that up. It wasn't real.
I think that's hard
but
too.
It's just believable. You think that it's we just trust
Instagram
it,
filters.
and it's not right.
Well, you're watching this beauty person, and if you trust your influence enough, do they really not have a filter on? Mm-hmm. And are they telling you to buy this because it makes her skin so glowy and smooth? And is her face really glowy and smooth and no blemishes? I doubt it. Mm-hmm. So that's the other thing I think is hard too, is you watch these and, I wish I could do that. Well, you can. You just have to remember everyone has pores. Everyone, even Kim Kardashian has pores.
That's right. That's right. So anyway, I just recommend
Fascinating.
it. I think it is really fascinating because I feel like I kind of knew the story a little bit anyway, but I feel like I knew like 10%. And the rest, I wasn't really shocked by anything, but I feel far more informed and suspicious. But anyway, I just think it's, and I was totally off of Facebook for a while, and then I went back on Facebook. But the only reason that I have a Facebook account is because our business account has to be attached to a personal account. Mm-hmm. So, and even at that, we are not great on Facebook. We're terrible. Mostly Bev Miller and friends of ours.
They share stuff.
They share stuff
and tag us.
And tag us. And there's squirrel videos on there and stuff. We are terrible on Facebook. Yeah. You don't. I'm hardly ever on Facebook. Every once in a while, I'll share something, but even then, I may not do it right. And it might be in the wrong spot. So, I'm not a great Facebooker anyway. And it makes me more want to think, I just delete.
I'll listen to this book. So when Wyatt's 13, because Eliza's 13 and she's had a phone for a year and a half. Maybe a year.
She's in so much trouble with that.
She's in so much trouble. Brittany is on it.
She doesn't have it right.
She
has good parents.
She locks it down. Brittany can see a text came in, a text went out. She can read the text. She can then confiscate the phone and let's just see what's happening. So Brittany has to figure it out. When my kids, I finally crack and give them one, I will have to go to my IT Brittany and say, hook me up. I've already investigated the Bark phones. I think they're fantastic. I need Bark phone and Brittany, and then that kid can do nothing but call me.
Yeah.
But I'll make them read this. This is why you don't get one until you can drive, and I worry where you might be.
Right.
But I'll just put a tracker. Right. I'll put a little barcode that someone can scan you and say, I found your kid.
Well, I think
an Apple tag.
An Apple tag.
I can see you.
Yeah. That's right. A necklace. Put your necklace on. Yeah. Right. Well, and I think about that every once in a while, all of these kids with phones, and I think, why do you need it? Well, you need it so that you can call home. But why do you need to call home? See, and again, this is that whole 70s kids, right? I was a child that grew up in the 70s.
That'll stretch
And
20 feet.
we were clear across town. We were on our bikes. We were gone all day long. We may or may not have eaten. We may or may not have gone into strangers' homes. We may or may not have gotten a ride from a stranger. We don't know. We were putting pennies on railroad tracks. We were swimming in the canals. We were doing terrible things without phones. We all made it home, sometimes scratched up, sometimes banged up, sometimes we probably even needed stitches. But we made it home. Because the other thing that we never had back then, we never had our little bottle of water. Everybody has to have their
You guys had a
water.
hose.
Well, and even to carry it around, even if I were driving to work, I didn't have my bottle of water with me. You just go get a drink. You go get a drink, and then you're not thirsty anymore. Oh, you're thirsty? Go get a drink. You know, that whole...
She probably went in some random person's yard and drink out of their hose. Have a drink.
I have done that before.
Here's a hose. So it's thirsty.
Nobody cared. Nobody cared. It didn't matter.
Fun.
It was all fine. You know, you just... So I still don't carry a water bottle with me because I just can't get used to that. Yeah. I mean, I'll have one in my car if I'm driving to long
Spokane
roads, long trips. But carrying a bottle,
I can't remember to get out of the house.
No, just go get a drink.
It's fine.
I don't know. So anyway, I don't know what brought all that up. Oh, the phones. Yeah, I don't know why a kid
these
needs
kids
a phone.
are raised.
They're always in trouble with their phones.
No.
Yeah.
Yep.
Poor Liza.
Poor honey.
Poor little thing.
She tries.
She does try.
And
then she
then,
gets sucked into that teenage girl thing.
And then
she
mom
gets
catches
caught.
it. Just,
Oh.
Eliza, we need to talk about this. Oh, okay, whatever. Here we go. She doesn't even lie about it, which is great.
She doesn't lie.
She's like 3 conversations. Yeah, it's fine. Here you go, mom. So I don't know. She's a good kid. She's
a good kid.
With phone.
She is a good kid with phone.
Yeah.
Anyway. All right. I guess that's it. I believe that's probably all I know.
So one FabriChat a month. We'll chit-chat about what we listen to. And
Yeah.
Good, not good.
Yeah. We'll give you a list, a list for the month, and then what we have on our TBR. And all of us listen to different things. Marge is very much a historical.
She loves historical fiction.
Yeah. And it's kind of funny because I like historical fiction, but I don't like when people are mean.
I think it's heavy.
Historical fiction, it's always a war, and
humans are people.
Humans are gross. And so
why the aliens kept driving by. And never landed.
Right. And so all of the, World War II history and, Victorian era and, and
I can read about 1 or 2 and then take a break. And then
I get depressed.
I do enjoy reading them.
But give
you learn
me
a
a murder mystery where the husband gets knocked off early. I'm in. Wait, who do you think did it? Never the wife.
I know. Robert's always like, what are you listening to? Oh, a
Murder
true crime
mystery.
podcast is fine.
And
what's happening?
I know how to make it look like an accident, or I know how to hide the body.
Yeah.
I'm just doing research.
Right. That's all.
Yeah. See, but I really am not mean.
I mean,
and I don't want any animals.
yeah, heaven forbid someone kicks the dog. It's done.
I don't like that either.
No.
And that's the thing with a lot of people have recommended a lot of the Wild West kind of stuff, Oh, I don't want to hear about
The horse.
And
there's always something happens to the horse.
Always something happens to the horse.
Yeah.
Or the baby deer. Or the dog,
They had to hunt it.
Heaven
forbid they had to hunt for their
by
food.
Old Yeller.
Oh, God.
Oh, God. Terrible.
Where the red fern grows.
Where the red fern grows,
Oh,
I'm
my
just going to
God.
say.
I remember
So
watching that
bad.
in school and bawling. Are you okay? No!
No!
Please go somewhere else. Well, you can't. We have to stay in class. I don't want to. I'm sitting here crying, participating.
Scar
I have
for
a
life.
cold. I gotta go see the nurse. Are you sure? Yeah, I got allergies real bad.
Why would a teacher read that?
I don't even know.
Terrible.
It's a little thing all I have stuck in my head is that big old TV on that little push rack and everybody crying. It's like, turn it off. We're all in the same situation. No one is
See, and that's funny that they even pick that because
There's
in
way
my
better
era,
reads.
the teacher was reading it. you know, we didn't watch the movie. It was the book. And that part where whatever the other hound was that laid on the other one's grave and died of a broken heart. Yeah. I mean,
no,
it wasn't just tears. I was sobbing.
It was bad.
Mike Rose was teasing me. Terrible. Anyway. See? So,
we were only
recommending
good ones. Often the partners learning about history.
Yeah.
Or a little bit of spicy.
Yeah, a little bit of spicy.
And make believe.
And make believe. We'll tell you enough about it that you can decide. And we do want to hear what you guys are reading too. Yeah. That's the other thing that's helpful, because that's most of it. That's what all my screenshots are. Looking for ones that, okay, I'll put that on my list. I'll put that on my list. And some is like, oh, that was really, really good. Yeah. And then others.
Yeah. I'm listening to Brimstone right now by Callie Hart. It's the second book to Quicksilver. So it's good. It's a long one.
And Quicksilver and Brimstone, is that also a fantasy? Mm-hmm. So like angels?
Not angels.
No, like princesses
fairies.
And knights.
Yeah.
Oh, fairies.
Fairy.
Very nice.
Fae.
Magical.
Yeah.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah, it's good. There's no demons.
Dragons?
No dragons in this one.
What was one that I read recently that had dragons in it that I liked? Oh, it was the one that you said. Or Lori said it. The Apprentice series.
Oh, yeah.
There's 3 of them.
There's 3 of them.
What was it called?
I don't remember.
I don't know. Anyway, it's a series of 3, and it's The Apprentice and the... Mm-hmm. Anyway, and it was there's a 4th one, though. I finished it, and it's like, you can't end there. And there's a 4th one.
They gotta wait for the author to...
It's why I don't like series.
Take their break. Mm-hmm. And
I don't like series.
We're all waiting for Sarah J. Maas to get her ball rolling. But
yeah. I want to wait till they're all... I started the Alex Cross series from James Patterson. It's not really my favorite genre, but I'm kind of in it now, and I think I'm on number 5. And I think there's like 34 or something. But what happens is they're very fast.
Sure.
If you just need a little, palate cleanser, But I'll tell you a funny thing about that I think is weird, is that they don't have the same narrator for each book.
Oh, really?
No, and it drives me crazy.
Well,
because I have like what's his name? Isla Erden. What's that really sexy black man? Isla.
Oh, yes,
Ezra.
Ezra.
Mm-hmm. Ezra, is that his name? That's who I have pictured. And I think even in the Alex Cross series, I think that's who even plays him. And I have that deep voice, And so, pictured. And in the first book, that was how they did it. It sounded just like that. Well, then the second one is like, wait. I kept getting confused because it wasn't the right
character's voice.
Yeah.
Sure.
And then like in book number 4, it was horrible. He had like a Southern accent, and it was clearly a white man. And then his buddy that's always with him, they made him very racist sounding. It was not, I didn't like it at all. I feel like the narrator is really, really important.
Especially with Audible. It's super important, I think, the narrations. And I love the authors that keep the same narrators.
Yes.
I love it. For whether you need to sell it on Audible because they cost a lot of money now because they're so popular, whatever it is, I think it's 100% worth it. I think picking that narrator
that voice
makes a huge difference.
It totally does. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah, and it's just like Rebecca, the 4th Wing series. We're still waiting on our book, just saying. But she's really good about picking her narrator. She even has like a soundtrack. I have no idea how people listen to music and read the book. I don't know how you do that.
At the same time?
Yeah, I am a little too ADHD to figure that out. But I would love to know, because I love her soundtracks, and you totally get the whole emotion and everything, but she wants the whole experience, to make sure that your voices are the same. It's the same.
Yes.
That's important. She will hire 12 readers because it is important that you get the full emotion she's putting out. And I think it's fantastic.
Yeah. I think that's really important.
And whoever that publishing agent is who does the narrations, I think that's important too. I think it's worth it. I think it's cool.
What do you think?
Sometimes.
I prefer television.
Yes.
Oh,
he says. Too.
All right. Well, we're going to let you go. We have box opening tonight.
Yeah. Let us know you're reading.
Yeah, let us know what you put in the comments.
We'll watch
We'll add
comments and interact with you guys in there. And
because I think all of us go through, I would say, a minimum, probably 10 books a month.
yeah. And even you readers who did a whole paper thing, you guys go for at least 2 or 3.
Yeah.
You guys are still quick at it.
Yeah. So
So
let us know.
yeah, we want to know. There's
yeah.
a lot of books out of there for us to cover.
Yeah. Yeah. I need to find a new author because of some of those my favorite authors, and it's like, oh, read it.
Oh.
Yeah. Some I've even read a second time.
Yeah.
I really liked, but anyway. All
All
right.
right. Thanks,
All right, you guys. Thanks for hanging out with us.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for watching our video. We invite you to leave a comment, hit the like button, or better yet, subscribe to our channel so you never miss an episode. You can also visit our Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, or Pinterest pages, or find all of those things and our online store at fabricpatch.net.